that question was absurd.
Live under each day attacks. You know that today have been a lot of attacks and a lot of wounded people, and the child was dead, small one year and a half. So we need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners, and we will do our best for this. So, and I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war, and we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this is very good. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Good answer.
If the peace deal will be achieved, are you going to be willing to send American peacekeepers to Ukraine?
Well, we're going to work with Ukraine, we're going to work with everybody, and we're going to make sure that if there's peace, the peace is going to stay long-term. This is very long-term. We're not talking about a 2-year peace and then we end up in this mess again. We're going to make sure that everything's good. We'll work with Russia, we're going to work with Ukraine, and we're going to make sure it works. And I think if we can get to peace, it's going to work. I have no doubt about it.
Okay, that's all record.
Your team has talked about security guarantees. Could that involve U.S. troops? Would you roll that out in the future?
We'll let you know that maybe later today. We're meeting with 7 great leaders of great countries also, and we'll be talking about that. They'll all be involved, but there'll be a lot of help when it comes to security. There's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be good. They are first line of defense because they're there. They're Europe, but we're going to help them out also. We'll be involved.
Vladimir Putin mentioned that the war will not end without addressing the root causes of this war. Have you had an understanding what are the root causes of this war?
Well, look, the war is going to end. When it ends, I can't tell you, but the war is going to end, and this gentleman wants it to end, and Vladimir Putin wants it to end. I think the whole world is tired of it, and we're going to get it ended. It was, I've done 6 wars. I've ended 6 wars, and I thought this maybe would be the easiest one, and it's not the easiest one. It's a tough one.
That's crazy. I don't know what 6 wars he's claiming to have ended. But at least he's recognizing that it's not so easy. That's progress. How hard can ending a war be? I take a quibble with the fact that Vladimir Putin wants this war to end just as bad as everyone else, as he keeps saying, because Vladimir Putin could end the war at any time. He's the one keeping it, like there's no one else keeping it going. He could at any time stop it. It's not,
A lot of reasons for it, and they'll be talking about it for a long time, but they'll be talking about the others. Look, India, Pakistan, we're talking about the big places. When you look at, you just take a look at some of these wars. You go to Africa and take a look at that. Rwanda and the Congo, Republic of the Congo. That's been going on for 31 years.
Republic of the Congo.
We've done a total of 6, and we really have 6, not including the fact that we obliterated, and it turned out to be a total obliteration, the nuclear, as you saw, the future nuclear capability of Iran. And this one, I think we're going to get solved also. I feel confident we're going to get it solved.
Is that what he's counting as ending the war? Is that one of the 6? The strikes on Iran? Or that was a war ender? I don't know if that was. Oh, in addition, what are the 6 then? The only one, I could definitely learn more here, but the one that I would say he played a role in, that seemed to have a positive effect, was the one in Rwanda. That was a long-running war. It's only recently ceasefired, but I wouldn't say, like, the India-Pakistan one is very disputed because India claims that the United States barely impacted it at all. Yeah, I think India Pakistan was mostly between them. I don't know. Interesting.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you tell us about your conversations with European leaders and what they need to see to support an end to the war?
Yeah, well, we're going to be meeting with a great representative group and 7 very powerful, very big countries and great people, all friends of mine and friends of yours.
Well, they're not all big. They're not. I mean, Finland is not a big country. It's just European country. They don't need to be big.
And we're going to have some suggestions made. They want to see peace. They would like to see peace.
President Trump,
In the red, in the red.
President Trump, do you think it's fair to for Ukraine and for Russia to achieve a lasting and durable peace if Ukraine cedes its territories that Russia hasn't yet conquered? Do you think it's a fair peace for Ukraine?
We're going to have a lasting peace. Just to answer the first part of your question, we're going to have a lasting peace. I hope it's going to be immediately. I hope it doesn't have to go on. And I think people of the whole world is going to be very happy when that's announced. Yeah, please.
You posted on social media, Mr. President, a very touching letter from the First Lady, and the letter was hand-delivered to President Putin, and it calls for an end to the war, essentially, because of the children and the children's future. Why did the First Lady feel that letter was necessary? Was it because she believes that Mr. Putin is the aggressor in the war? Is a similar letter being hand-delivered to President Zelensky?
So the First Lady felt very strongly. She's watched the same thing that you watch and that I watch. I see things that you don't get to see, and it's horrible. But when she's got a great love of children, she has a wonderful son that she loves, probably more than anybody, including me. I hate to say it, but she loves her son. She loves children. And she hates to see something like this happening, and that goes for other wars too. I mean, she sees the heartbreak, the parents, the funerals that you see on television. Always funerals. We want to see something other than funerals. No, she felt it was a beautiful letter. It was very well received by him, and she did ask me to say, you know, she
It was well received by him, though. Are we just being real? Melania gave a letter about saving the children to Putin, and he grinched. His heart grew 3 sizes. A single tear went down his face, and he said, "This change." Like, what do you mean? Is there any realistic chance that had any impact in any way?
would love to see this end. She would love to see it end, and she says it very openly, very proudly, and with great sorrow because so many people have been killed.
Mr. President, last week,
Brian, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, sir. I've got a question for each of you.
Yes.
First of all, Mr. President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks good on
I
you.
said the one that attacked you last time. See, now he's I remember
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed, you are not.
He got logged him. It's the reporter that asked him why he wasn't wearing a suit last time. And then Zelensky just said, "I changed, but you're wearing the same suit." That's pretty good. That's a pretty good cook. You got Trump to laugh. Holy moly. This charm tour by Zelensky is working.
No, my first.
Trump loves a good roast, dude. You roast somebody in front of him?
I remember
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful.
That's the most genuine smile I've seen on Trump in a minute. That's funny. Look at that smile. That's crazy. The reporter should be wearing fatigues. The reporter shows up wearing a fucking flak jacket. That's funny. Look, he's rolling with it. I don't know. I'm impressed with Zelensky's ability to do this.
No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed. You are not.
Maybe yours is much better. Real quickly, upon peace, God willing we get peace, are you open to holding an election in your country?
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances. And a little bit, we need to work in the parliament, because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need, maybe, how to say, we need a truth, yes, everywhere, in the battlefield, in the sky, in the sea, yeah, to make possible for people to do democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say
we're ready.
during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what the fake
You like
news
this
is.
idea?
Yeah.
No.
Speaking of news, I got a question.
That's such a fucking crazy thing for the president to say. It's like a joke, but it's fucking crazy. That's such a crazy thing to say, bro. His eyes light up. All we need is a war. He's look at this smile. Maybe this war thing isn't so bad. Rubs hands together. Yeah, I mean, this combos with the news today that he's executive ordering to get rid of mail-in ballots for the 2026 midterms. I don't know if it'll get challenged. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's just he hasn't even done it yet. Just the tweet, but clearly planning for bad election outcomes because the approval rating is, slowly, steadily dropping. Run back the Iraq war? Yeah, that's a good idea. What we need is go back to Afghanistan and use that to suspend elections. That'll be great.
For you. This sounds insane for me even to ask this, but do you think the American media really doesn't even want a peace deal because they've been so critical of you every step of the way as you lead the charge for peace?
It's an amazing phenomenon. I said that if in the settlement you got Moscow, St. Petersburg, and thousands of miles around them, they would say I made a bad deal. The level of hatred and animosity is incredible. Not with all. I mean, we have great people up here.
I'm sure, President Trump, there are some outlets that have a bone to pick with you. But if you were to negotiate a peace deal where Ukraine got Moscow, I think on the whole, most people would say, wow, that's a really incredible peace deal. That is an incredible negotiation. I think most people would give you credit for that. I don't think that you're close to that. I don't think that's something that's on the table. I think you might be receiving criticism because you came into office promising this would be easy and it would be done day one. In fact, it was your most repeated promise during the campaign. We had a guy track it 34 separate times. You said you'd solve this war on day one. And now that we have no deal, I think it's fair to be somewhat critical.
We also have terrible people up there that I think are told what to say. But, in solving all of these wars, they don't even write about it. I saw major wars. I saw wars that have been going on for 31, 35, and 37, and a couple of quicker ones. One that was going to go into a full-blown deal very quickly. You know what the one I'm talking about.
Dude, he's doing like actors when they want the Oscar and they go on all the press tour. He's doing the Nobel Peace Prize press tour. He's like constantly reminding people of the war. Many people are saying he's Nobel farming, dude. It's on his brain.
It was a big one. But they don't even write about that. No matter what I do, no matter what, and you know, this is not anything to do with you. It's probably to your advantage in a certain way. But no matter what I do, no matter what deal I make, from my standpoint, you'll come out good. Maybe President Putin will come out good. But they'll say, Trump was absolutely horrible. It's just it. And I've lived with that for a long time. I've lived with it since.
Bro, this
That
is
would
the
indicate
most
we're gonna
bitch
be
made thing beyond. It's got to be like a little bit of a flex, I think, that Trump is just like walking by himself to show. I mean, this is American. D is literally saying someone should kill you, not trying to bring your mood down or anything, but this is going way too far at this point. You should totally get the police. For comparison on YouTube, Bad Empanada played the next line that was crossed was doxing content creators. Now, the next line that is crossed is, I guess, issuing direct death threats to content creators. You don't mess with sponsors, Lamont. No, I'm not saying I give a shit about that. I'm saying that was like the attitude amongst like YouTube content creators, where there was like almost like a golden rule that they would not let you violate. People would yell at you. You would have repercussions. So where is the original clip? Like, I know this is the original clip, but where is the clip that was clipped out of context to demand my banning? Because this is I know this was like a couple days ago. In the West Bank, doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids, the violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal, okay? It's just the truth. Straight up. Yeah, this is international law. It could be everyone's favorite content creator. It could be anybody, anyone that joins the Israeli occupying force and goes on a raid to the West Bank, which is illegally occupied by the state of Israel under international law. An act of violent resistance against that occupying force is legal. This is not a matter of like, oh, I can't believe you're saying this thing. It's just international law. It doesn't matter that they look to be in garb that makes you think that they're in the right, okay? This is not my opinion. This is not a matter of my own personal opinion. This is me saying this is the law, okay? It would be a mistake not to be alarmed about this. What do you think is going to happen if you talk to him directly at this point? I'm not saying it's a good idea, but he's crossing a line. I think he has lost his mind a long time ago. See, it's content. All they want is content. I know. There's no engaging with a person that has spent the last 6 years actively coming after me. Devil's Advocate, you didn't clarify that it was during that time. They interpreted it as now a target for what she did then. No, there is no devil's advocate. This is the clip. This is the context. In the West Bank, doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids, the violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. I'm saying it, in the West Bank. So what's the clip? What's the clip that people are using? I'm confused. This is the clip. This is 49 seconds. This is from 12 hours ago. No repercussions. PFLP or even former Fatah militants. Okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral. Okay? 100%. This is not like this is not a gray area. This is black and white. Okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this. Israel is in the wrong. Israel is actually engaging in an apartheid, which is a crime in and of itself. Israel's doing a genocide in Gaza and an apartheid in the West Bank. 2 crimes in and of itself. And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these Iranians. Doesn't matter if they're... Wait, the clip also features like... I'm so confused. The clip also factors the context. Bro had to make absolutely sure he knew he was talking about Healy here. For real, I thought the title was saying she was included in the people. Twitch is probably going to donate subs to him for that one. Bet he won't get banned for this. Yeah, this is me talking about in the process... in the West Bank, an illegal raid that the Israeli occupying force is conducting. This is not like this is not a matter of my opinion. This is just international law. This is also something that Ethan Klein himself has agreed to. The dumbest people on the internet think this is a death threat. Why is it always a problem if people lack listening comprehension skills? There's like, yeah, this is okay. Under international law, armed resistance against the occupying power is legal, okay? It's just legal. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. Ethan Klein himself has in the past said exactly this. This statement is not even remotely controversial. Not gonna lie, I was gonna say you might get a ban for this until you play the clip. Literally more context in theirs. You say in the West Bank. Yes, they are counting on people just believing them and being bad faith towards you. I don't think people actually watch or understand your words, to be honest. Why are you wasting your stream on this? Hire a lawyer and sue the fuck out of them. It doesn't work that way. But it is remarkable that like this immediately gets base boosted, 7.5K upvotes. And not a single person is like going, what are you talking about? Not only name drop the former IDF secretary living in the US. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying if you are participating in an illegal raid in the West Bank, in the process of said raid, the Palestinians have a legal right to resist. They believe you said violence against HK right now. Not when she's doing illegal raids is acceptable. You didn't say this. The context is in the clip, but everyone is just going along with it. There is no point where I have said violence against someone who is not actively in combat is permissible. I don't believe that. That is illegal. This is not, and also immoral. It's a big part of the reason why I also advocate against what Israel is doing. I have also specified that IDF veterans are not valid military targets, okay? Just because someone is an IDF vet or a veteran in general, if they're in a hospital bed or if they're living out their days, that doesn't make them a valid military target. This is an intentional mischaracterization of my words, but it doesn't even seem to be out of context. They take out of context what you said, that if everyone behaved like the IDF, then nuking Tel Aviv is permissible. Yeah, if Israel's targeting standards were international law, where you could literally kill people and their family members, as Israel has been doing in Gaza, then yes, I don't believe this, but that would be the case. I don't think it's appropriate, and I don't agree with it. Do you think that these content creators believe that you made an active death threat, or are they being intentionally obtuse? I think some are being intentionally obtuse, and others are just stupid, I guess. I mean, that subreddit is directly owned by someone who billed himself as Destiny's top orbiter. That's the reason why they do that. That's the reason why they use that subreddit as a jump off point. And while under normal circumstances, I think the influence of the subreddit because of that has gone away, they still sometimes have a tendency to make impact like this, I guess. And people are not watching the video or trying to understand why it's clipped the way it is. So weird, man. Where is the asserting the internationally recognized right of occupied people to resist their occupation, including with armed force, isn't even an implicit call? Yeah, I saw this. This is okay. I'm liking this. Asserting the internationally recognized right of occupied people to resist their occupation, including with armed force, isn't even an implicit call for your death, let alone an explicit one. You hysterical crybaby. This is desperate desire to be the victim is genuinely pathological. Force on All Oxa is an FPS game where you and then the rest is, I guess, bad empanada. Soundpiker, who was exposed by my husband to be discussing creepers, retaliated by calling for violence against me. Think back and you'll notice a trend. When he wants to get at Ethan, he attacks me. This is just another glimpse into the psyche of a man who does not see women as equal. Okay, dude. This is literally girl bossing genocide defense. It's a reply to a Visegrad post of that clip. No joke. Visegrad posted it. Wait, send me the Visegrad link. Here, I'll repost the full context and I'll add Hassan Piker, armed resistance against settlers in the IDF is justified. Doesn't matter if your favorite podcaster's wife participated in these raids. Grok more info. Hassan Piker's statement from an August 13th Twitch stream defends Palestinian arms resistance against West Bank settlers and IDF as legal and moral, even if targets include your favorite podcaster's wife, Hila Klein, Ethan Spice, spouse, who's an IDF. Critics view it as inciting violence against civilians. Proponents argue it's valid resistance to occupation. What do you mean critics view it as inciting violence against civilians? You openly, literally say this is in the process of a raid. I'm beefing with a clanker now. Okay.
How has Shopify improved not only your business, but your lifestyle?
I think the reliability of Shopify is
I was gonna post a longer clip with the context in it, but honestly, am I hugboxed here? Like, what's going on? Because like this post is not even the longer clip. This post is just the clip. It's a shorter clip in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in.
All right, welcome to the show, y'all. Got a big one today. So October 7th, and Israel fucking rejected them. Okay, so they don't care. But the population does, right? They care about the hostages. And so there's this big disconnect between the public and the government, where the government is putting first and foremost their religious extremism and their expansionism. They want to create a greater Israel. They want to resettle all of Gaza. They want to take over all of the West Bank. And they are prioritizing that well above the hostages who they don't give a fuck about. And so the population doesn't.
We've talked a lot here on the show about inflation, about tariffs, and what the overall effect will be. But one of the things that we may have discounted